Hello. In this video, I want to talk about Madeleine McCann. I have watched these videos regarding her case for many years. I used to live in Great Britain, but at that time, I think it did not happen. I'm not too sure. I was in Great Britain, and the pedophile scene actually started to rise during that time, but I did not notice it quite yet. It was in the 90s that I used to live there. And I have watched her case from Germany even before Christian B got arrested. I was always very touched by this case, touched in a very sad way. I felt very, very compassionate and sorry for this poor baby, and I tried to realize how scary and how threatening and how unbelievably scary it must have been for her to get hijacked by Christian B. And let me tell you what I think about the whole case. I was researching and listening to your voices regarding this case also, and I believe from my pedophile upbringing, because I grew up in a pedophile family, and my mother was a nurse, yeah. My father was a teacher, highly ranked teacher. He was, I think, doing what his father told him to abuse children, my father. So he got trained by my grandfather, who was a Nazi, to be a pedophile. But my father was a teacher where he could not get thrown out of that business. Highly ranked, not touchable kind of job. A lot of these people abuse their positions. A lot of pedophiles want to go there, want to have a job like that, so that they can abuse children without getting caught. So yes, the teacher world is a pedophile world, but also the nurse world is more like a sadistic world, and the doctor world is also a pedophile world, very much. But the doctors are really, really bad. They are malignant narcissists, most of them, not all of them, but I would say, especially in Germany, 95% of the doctors are malignant narcissists. Even if you're a healthy person and you study medicine for 10 years, you get triggered and traumatized into becoming a narcissist and a sadist. Malignant narcissists are sadists. So Madeleine McCann's parents, or her mother, was a doctor, wasn't she? In the field of medicine. Probably completely only career orientated, totally lost her human behavior. In the medicine world, a lot of people are not human anymore. They are not acting as humans. They are just sadistic, discriminating, evil people. If you do not become like that, you lose your job, etc., etc. So I believe what my feeling tells me is that Madeleine McCann's mother was a sadist. Otherwise, I could not explain why she left her children unwanted, uncaring, in a room at nighttime. That's not possible to do that. You can do that maybe with a dog, and even doing that to a dog is horrible and very sad. So sad. You cannot leave a dog for 8 hours alone, you know. You're just a thief, you're just a killer, murderer, if you do that. And the same counts for human beings, and especially for children who cannot make own decisions and walk out of the house and room. So I think that actually this has happened, that the mother actually did that on purpose. She was a sadist, or she is a sadist, and she should be locked up forever, you know. Maybe even if she goes to heaven one day, lock her up in heaven, but keep her near Jesus Christ, so that she's not able to communicate with the Satanists ever again, so that she can listen to the word of Jesus Christ all of the time, but she will be imprisoned so that she's not doing harm to Jesus Christ followers or to Jesus Christ himself. Be very careful. Those people are highly dangerous. Madeleine Mc Cann's mother is a danger for society, is a danger for people. And what happens to these people? Usually they get locked up in a mental hospital. Why is she walking around freely? This is not possible. Lock her up. Don't debate if she was evil or not. She was evil, she is evil. And the people from the medicine world are usually very evil, sadistic, satanistic. And what might have happened to Madeleine Mc Cann? I think that the pedophile world, or the sadists, they try to train and abuse highly abused people such as me. They've actually reached me also to become a trafficker in Germany. They have tried to reach me through the mental hospital field. I was in a mental hospital before. They tried to reach me and tell me, listen, you have a choice of job. They tried to offer me a job as a trafficker, as a pedophile woman. Indirectly, they never said it directly, but you can feel it. So basically, the pedophiles are trying to catch highly crazy, highly lost souls, such as Christian B, and train them. Christian B is actually a push-around. A push-around. He has no home. He cannot stay at one place, because Germany enhances that. Yeah? Germany does not want people like that who are highly traumatized and have no family, no protection, nothing or whatever. So they try to not even get rid of them, which would have been a chance of healing. Yeah, possibility. They push them around from place to place, like a football game. They have fun with traumatized, unstable people. Germany is highly sadist. Yeah, I live in Cuxhaven at the moment, which is in the northern German area, very close to Kiel. Kiel is also a very small town where Christian B is imprisoned. And in that area here where I'm living, and in Kiel also, like the countryside places of Germany, it's very lawless. There are not a lot of laws, lawyers. The lawyers don't react. You know, if you want to have a lawyer here, you cannot protect yourself. It's highly dangerous. It screams for corruption. And I think maybe the reason why Christian B is imprisoned in Kiel is because it might be a very corrupt place where he gets treated badly, but he does not get killed. Like maybe in Berlin, he would have been dead meat already, or you would bring him to America or to England, yeah, for judgment. But in Kiel, you cannot do anything, because the people here are very corrupt. And so I'm going from one place to the other in my conversation. I'm sorry for that, but Christian B was a push around. I'm not saying that I'm protecting him. He's a monster. I don't know what he would need to heal. Maybe he would need a mental hospital locked up forever, or a good clique of... It's too late. He has done so much damage. He has killed people. Maybe in his next incarnations he will be the complete opposite of what he is now, because one extreme usually follows the next extreme, but it does not need to be and stay in negativity. Maybe he will be able to walk out of the negativity into a positive field, and then he will become the opposite of what he has been now. So he will become a very, very positive leader, which I wish for him. But at one point he needs to balance everything. We can be evil, we're human beings. We have to accept it until we are healed. So Christian B was probably the I'm not good enough guy, similar to me. I'm also always in danger of getting trapped by very evil people. I always have to watch my words. I always have to watch my inner evil child. I have a very evil inner child. I always have to kind of like calm her down. I'm going shopping a lot, or I'm walking outside. I'm trying to do some inner child work by walking around the beach, looking at birds, looking at animals, stuff that children really like, or talking to dogs. And whenever my raging child comes up, where she says, I want to have that dog, and you don't give me that dog. I want to have that toy, and you don't give me that toy. Then I always try to talk to that child and say, okay, at the moment, you do not have these toys. But at the moment you have this and this and that. We are walking around, we are spending, I'm talking to my inner child, we are spending a lot of time together, stuff that other people cannot do with their children. I'm giving you grief, happiness, sadness, adventure, music, everything, you know? So I'm trying to stop my inner child from becoming a psychopath, because actually what is happening, I'm not trying to blame inner children, but I think that the children are more free to be whatever they want to be. So I think that the children are actually very powerful within yourself, that the inner child actually dictates whether you as a human, or we as a package of inner child and adult, are actually taking actions towards the satanist and toxic and evil relationships and world and whatever. Or the inner child could always also say, come on, let's walk away from there. That's not a good place, you know. That would be healthy. So you're always trying to have to communicate with your inner child if you want to have some healing. And my inner child is a mess, you know. You would be very, very shocked if you saw my inner child. I'm also a little bit embarrassed, but I have to maybe show my inner child to a therapist at one point. So I think that Christian B was a push around also, as much as I am, and I cannot connect to other people. They want nothing to do with me, because they tried to put me into the evil doing part. They failed, the Germans, because they said, you come from a horrible background, so you should become a horrible person and serve us with your horrible doings. Serving could be in the form of entertaining, for example, or like Christian B. Nobody is interested in Germany. Germans need attention as much as everybody else. But the world does not give Germans any attention because the world thinks that Germans are nasty, rude, narcissists, which is true. This is why Germans do not receive love or entertainment in a positive way, but also not attention in a positive way. The world is actually doing a mistake because it's a ticking time bomb, Germany is, yeah? Because everybody needs attention and love and entertainment as much as you do. Germans also do that, need that, yeah? So for many, many, many 100 years or longer, the Germans got excluded. It's a ticking time bomb, I'm telling you. And you see that with Christian B. He actually caught a baby child from England. The British are very cruel to the Germans. I'm not saying that it's a good move to revenge. I'm not a revenger, but I can understand revenge. And in some ways, Christian B was brave. He was, in a very nasty monster way, he was brave. I would not dare to do stuff like that. But I can kind of understand his rage and revenging wishes, because the Germans pushed him around, but they also said, listen, it's not all our fault. The